Alright, so once we learned about links in HTML, now I'm going to move on and show you how to work with images in HTML. Like links, images are very important as well, because every modern website includes lots of images, so you should definitely know how to deal with them. Okay, so images can be defined with the img tag. Unlike the previous elements, the img tag doesn't have a closing tag, so it is called a self-closing tag. As you can see, by default, there are generated two different attributes. First one is called source attribute, which is used to indicate the path of an image, or maybe it can be the URL of the image, I mean the web address. As for the alt attribute, it specifies alternate text for an image. So if for some reason the image is not displayed on the page, then the user will be able to see the text which we pass here. Okay, let's at first consider how the source attribute works. As we said, you can specify here the path of an image. Actually, I have inserted an image in our working folder. You can either use this image from source files, or you can feel free and use our own image. It doesn't matter. So if we want to display an image, then we have to pass the path of it inside the source attribute. In this particular case, we have to indicate the name of the image, because our HTML file and the image are placed in the same directory. So let's write here name of the image, html.png. So if I save, then the image should be displayed on the page. As you can see, it's placed right after the link element. It means that both elements are inline level elements. Okay, so that's the way how you can display an image on the page. Now let's go ahead and talk about the alt attribute. As we said, it allows us to display some text on the page if for some reason the image is not displayed. For example, if we insert here some text, let's say HTML5 logo, and then if we change the name of the image, then it will no longer display, and instead of that we will get the text which we have just assigned to alt attribute. Okay, let's get back here the original name of the image, and now suppose that we have an image in a separate folder. Let's create a new folder, call it images, and then move the image into that folder. Now it's no longer displayed because inside the source attribute we have an incorrect path. At first we have to indicate the name of the folder, which is images, and then after the slash we have to specify the name of the file. Now the image is displayed back. Alright, next thing that I want to show you is that we can manipulate on size of the image from HTML using width and height attributes. So if we pass here width attribute, and if we assign to it some value, let's say 150, then the size of the image will be decreased. In this case, height is set as auto, and if we define it manually from here with height attribute, let's assign to it 100, then the height of the image will be changed, but as you can see, the quality of the image is lost and it doesn't look good. So eventually I prefer, and actually I recommend, to work with images. I mean work on styles of the image from CSS, which you will definitely meet throughout the course. Okay, let's get rid of height attribute at all. Next, I want to show how to use links with images. We can use the image as the content of the link. I'm going to wrap the image with link element. And then let's pass here inside of hrefs attribute the same URL which we used above. Now, if I click the image, then we will be moved to the website. But if we pass here the path of image instead of URL, and then if we click the image, it will be opened up in the browser. Alright, so that's it about images in HTML. Let's take a little break here and move on to the next lecture.